Hey there. This is another part of my time and my life of being in Japan. So I moved to Japan 30 years ago this month, and um, I've just come back from the bank. I haven't gone there just to nip in. Nip in, which meant actually spent almost an hour there talking about Japanese music and my time in Japan and back in singing or vocalizing songs with people that I met there. So I went to the bank this morning, and there was a young man in there, about 20, who's working. This is Saturday. Is the Saturday the 18th of October. Yesterday was my 23rd anniversary. So yeah, I went to this bank, got some money out, and this gentleman I've seen quite a few times, and we talked about my last gig that I went to. So on Wednesday, the 15th of October, I was in London at the O2 Arena to watch One OK Rock. So One OK Rock is a Japanese band that I knew of, but I'd never heard of any of their music. So I went to their gig because I love Japanese music. I've been loving Japanese music on and off for about 50 years almost. But anyway, that's by the by. I went to see One OK Rock and went my first time, and I was not disappointed. They are an awesome, awesome, awesome band. A great band. They've been going on for about 20 years. I knew of the lead singer from when he was in a different kind of situation when he was a lot younger, but yeah, it was awesome basically. I love this band now. I love their music. It resonated with me. Some of the songs resonated with me. I had heard of a couple of songs, but I've only heard bits. I think when I was last in Japan in 24, I heard a couple of songs or bits of the songs. I think it was in a commercial or something. But anyway, I was sitting there talking to this guy about my experience of seeing One OK Rock in London on Wednesday, and we got talking a bit longer. I was only supposed to be there for less than maybe 2 or 3 minutes, but nearly an hour later I was still there because I was talking about when I first sang in Japan. I never knew about karaoke before I went to Japan. I went to Japan with no Caprizi dad ears, and so I was walking around. So this time about 30 years ago, I was walking around. I'd already done a week and a bit in Japan. I was staying at Yoyogi Youth Hostel, which was in Tokyo, and I was walked around the whole of the Yamanote line and went to different areas while I was there just to get a few bearings. And I liked walking then. I'm actually walking today, but I liked walking then, so I used to walk everywhere back in the day. And yeah, I ended up on a Friday night 30 years ago at a place called Roppongi-dori, which is in the middle of Tokyo, which is where a lot of famous people go. And there are clubs, there are pubs, there's quite a lot of few things around there. And as I was walking from the top of Roppongi-dori, I was hearing some music, some people singing English music or English songs out of this bar. So I went into the bar. There was just obviously me, probably one of the, was I the only Western person there? Anyway, there was me, definitely one of the only Western woman that was there. And, excuse me, yeah, I heard them singing, sorry. Yeah, so they were singing English songs, Endless Love, and some old 80s and 70s and some 60s music, Motown mostly, some rock. But anyway, I walked into this bar and sat down, thought, okay, I can sing, so, because they're singing bands in the UK, just amateur bands, but I used to sing backing vocals back in the 80s and early 90s. I can sing, I can probably get on board with this. I love singing anyway. Walked in this bar, sat down, lots of people looking at me, obviously. Probably the first black person I probably saw in that bar as well. I don't know if that's true, but probably was back in the 90s. And watching a few people sing, took about maybe 20 minutes or so. And then I was asked by an older gentleman if I could accompany him. He tried to talk to me in broken English. If I could accompany him with a Lionel Richie Diana Ross song called Endless Love. So I thought, why not? I hadn't sang at this point. I just listened and watched all the people and obviously clapping and stuff like that. Some of them were actually pretty good. But you could tell that they were enjoying singing English songs or popular English songs from back in the day. So I went up and I sang with him. I sang obviously the Diana Ross part. And the roar that I got when I finished singing. And the person who was running the bar was an Irish guy. And he came up to me and was like, do you sing? And I goes, yeah, I've done backing singing back in the UK. So yeah, I had a bit of an introduction now. Quite a few other people came up to me after that and asked if I could sing other songs with them. So I did. I spent about another maybe hour and 15 singing with other people. Then I decided to sing. Then I got asked, then I got asked to sing if I could sing a Whitney Houston song, which is the obvious song. So I said yeah. So I sang it, and it was like a bit doing my own gig. The face, the uproar, the smiles, the emotions that were going through that room at the time. Because this karaoke bar was basically one room with a bar and the karaoke machine there. So then I got approached by other people, again broken English. And when I actually said to them after a while, look, I do actually speak Japanese, they kind of had a big sigh of relief everywhere. And a lady called Emi-chan, who is still my friend after 30 years. God, yeah, I need to give her a call. I need to give Emi-chan a call and tell her congratulations for being my friend for 30 years. Oh my days! She was basically the first proper Japanese person that I got to be a friend, who I'm still friends with. I saw her again last year when I went to Japan. But yeah, anyway, I was telling this story to this guy, the bank teller, in the bank I just came from, and yeah, I spent an hour talking to him about my life and experience of that one evening 30 years ago in Japan. I stayed and went back almost every weekend while I was still staying in Japan, so it was really fun. Gosh, reminiscing of my first time in Japan 30 years ago. But yeah, if you like these stories, I've got lots of stories of my time in Japan, meeting my best friend who I then eventually married and had kids with, and other things. If you want to ask me any questions, please feel free to do so. My name is Nettie. This is my world, Nettie's world, and I'll see you in another one. Jana.